Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about how I don't understand why Netflix is going to try to tell 1.5 seasons of Avatar The Last Airbender Season 1 and 2 and cram it into 8 episodes in their first live action show. So, before I say anything, let me reiterate what I said yesterday. I still, till this day, have not seen Netflix's live action Avatar The Last Airbender. I have not seen it yet. I have no idea when I will see it because I don't do Netflix. But I do want to watch this series along with some other stuff, and at some point in time later on in the year, I will probably get it. I am not reviewing, I'm not giving my overall thoughts on the entirety of the show, therefore, because I have not seen it. I am merely analyzing stuff that I have heard from other reviewers and clips that I have seen on YouTube, like action sequences and other little stuff and things like that. So I'm just basing it on that. And a problem I'm having is a problem I had about a week ago when I said I'm worried that they're not going to be able to tell a good story or a full complete story in 8 episodes. Because as you know, I still can't believe Avatar came out about 20 years ago. And it's still to this day one of the best cartoon series ever. With no bad seasons. Like, have you noticed you've never heard nobody talk ill of the original cartoon series? Like, nobody. It's always been praised. And one reason why it's always been praised is that when the creators of the series back then, took their time to break the show up into 3 seasons and tell what stories they wanted to incorporate in that season based on that theme. The first one was that of water, the second one earth, and the last one fire. We ain't gonna talk about the chorus show. That was we ain't gonna talk about it anyway. And so going into this, before, like with the trailers coming out, before the series even came out, and the pictures and the cast reveals, I'm all like, isn't that kind of interesting? Why is Azula being cast in season 1? I didn't understand. Like, are they doing the M. Night thing when he had her? I think, what was it, at the end of the movie with Ozai? No. He had Ozai in the first movie, and then I think he had her towards the end. And if anybody knows anything, then those characters were either in silhouette, you either heard their voice, or they was mute or whatever and stuff. Because Azula didn't really truly 100% show up and do stuff until season 2. But she was shown in season 1 with 2 mute roles. She was just like standing there and stuff. Or sitting there. Once as a kid and another one as her, her teenage form. So I'm all like, okay, they're making an adaptation, they're changing things around, right? So I'm like, okay, he says it's gonna be a remix. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, then the best thing for him, whoever created this show, I don't know if it was a man or woman, I haven't looked yet. But anyway, the best thing for Netflix to do is just create your own thing. Like, don't try to base it off like the books or anything like that. And when we say books, in case you're not an Avatar fan, we're talking about seasons. The showrunners of the original series, for whatever reason, decided to call each season a book. So that's why fans call it that. It's not based on a book. It's based on a cartoon series. But anyways, it's like, okay, so just don't base it on none of the books and just do your own thing. That would have been totally fine for some people. Not everybody, but some people, right? But when they started to actually adapt the actual books and incorporate much of the books into the show, then the purists like myself wanted to focus only on book 1. Don't incorporate nothing from book 2 or book 3. No foreshadowing. We don't want that. And the thing is when I heard that it was going to be 8 episodes, I'm like, man, they're going to have to take a lot of stuff out because it's about 20 episodes per season. So I'm like, I hope they don't do what M. Night did and just, have Aang wake up and then just have them gone on to like, the Water Tribe in the north and everything. Because that would be like annoying and stuff. I want to see some stuff in between and in the middle to give some emotional tug strings and some character development. Well, this series decided to do that. This series decided to have some middle episodes in there and give you those tug strings and character development and stuff like that. But then they went and changed so much that it leaves people baffled. And when I hear the changes that they've made and I see the changes that they made, I ask myself, why in the world did you make those changes for? Do you not understand what this is for? This is not for a new age audience to get into Avatar. They got the freaking cartoon series on Paramount Plus to do that. This is for older fans that want to see this cartoon come to life. Just like Harry Potter, just like Spider-Man, Batman, and everybody else. And so then I started to see some season 2 elements in there. And I'm just kind of like, hold up, why are you placing things that happen in season 2 that has significance in season 2 in season 1, and your season 1 only has 8 episodes? That's gonna be stuffed, it's gonna be crammed, and it's gonna be frustrating for long time, like, diehard fans, and it's gonna be confusing when newer fans start to watch the original one and be all like, well, that's not supposed to happen. Like, this is the reason why I'm making this video. I don't understand why they're incorporating things from season 2 into season 1. If season 1 is only gonna have 8 episodes and you gotta cram a lot. It's almost like Netflix and the showrunners did not learn from the mistake of the Disney Plus Marvel series. Fans have been saying for the longest time, you cannot tell a good MCU story in just 6 to 8 episodes. You just can't. It is not going to work out that way, especially with all the characters that be in the show. This is why Daredevil is having around 10, 16 or something like that episodes and stuff, because they're trying to tell longer and better stories and get better character development, something that these MCU Marvel Disney Plus shows do not have. So after all those complaints that Disney Plus has had, why did Netflix be all like, hey, we can do it in 8 episodes? They can't, but we can. Well, you're not going to be able to do that if you try to incorporate one whole season and a little bit of another season. And this is normally the failure of Hollywood when it comes to movies. Every time there's a big movie that's adapted from a book, they tend to incorporate other crap from other books into their movies, and then that movie does not do well because your core audience is pissed, and then your new audience has no idea what's going on and they wasn't invested to begin with. It's the same thing that happened with the Percy Jackson movies. They started incorporating things into other books into their series. Same thing with the Jack Reacher movie series. They started incorporating multiple books in one thing they was adapting. The same thing happened to the Chronicles of Narnia movies that came out nearly a decade and a half ago, because in the third movie, they incorporated stuff from 2 books, and that normally is a death sentence for a project, because they normally get canceled after that. So when Hollywood knows that, they have learned to stop doing that. Why in the world is Netflix going to do that for? I do not understand that. Because if you're trying to tell book 1 and you only got 8 episodes, there's so much you have to gut from that, and there's so much you have to cram into that. Why cram in extra material that has no business being there? And that is why I'm ranting about this. I don't understand these people's mindset. I truly don't. Okay, some examples. Azula, Ty Lee, and Mae Young have no business being in season 1. Badger moles and that of the tunnel sequence from season 2 have no business in this season. The library owl person, whose name I forgot, has no business whatsoever being in this season. Azula conquering that of Omashu is something that happened off screen in between season 1 and season 2 and really has no business being shown because she's supposed to conquer Ba Sensei. That was a big eye-opener for people who watched season 2. Chung, the hippie refugee dude trying to make it to Omashu. Him and his little hippie band, his pregnant wife. Something that was shown in season 2 when the kids were trying to get to Omashu and stuff, and they met the Badger Moles in the secret tunnel and the whole kiss and, and crap like that. Like, that was something that was incorporated in season 2. And, for a lot of people, it's a big thing because it really cemented that Aang and Katara first kiss type thing, which I don't want to see that in this show, Katara and Aang kissing, because the actress who plays Katara is 17 years old, and the guy who plays Aang should be either 14 or 15, which I know you're probably thinking, okay, that's not a big age difference. But when she turns 18, she's going to be an adult and he's going to be a teenager. And I'm just not cool with stuff like that. I'm not cool with adults kissing minors and stuff. I know, whatever, it is not that big of an age gap. But the fact is, she will then be an adult when the later seasons come and stuff. And last but not least, lightning bending, which I believe happened in season 2. And whether it's like, a short scene or a long scene, I don't understand why incorporating stuff from other books or other seasons into the thing that you're adapting. Because the thing that they are adapting, they can then use that time to further develop what it is that they're adapting from that first book or first season. Like more character development, this and that, or add in a character that they left out, or tell a story that they left out, I forget this guy's name, but he's an earthbender from season 1. And he met Aang in the group and Katara and all them. They lived in the Earth Kingdom and they were not allowed to earthbend. And he was the last one in his village. And then Katara convinced him, use your power to like help people or just, bend, like, to learn like your abilities, this and that. So he helped somebody and that person ratted him out to the Fire Nation. So he got sent to like a prison with his father and the rest of the earthbenders. So, of course, the group, they had to bust him out and they tried to make Katara look like an earthbender by having Aang, use his airbending and stuff. And so what was significant and important about that episode is that it gave Katara more of a story arc to help build her character development into the strong character that we know she is. She is defiant when an oppressor tells them not to do something. And, she's a leader in her own right and can motivate people and stuff. And it helped those earthbenders, finally realize, we need to stop allowing these people turning us into slaves and this and that. And they fought against them. They could have told that in season 1. And that dude's been completely left out of season 1. And that would have been a really good, emotional, really strong type episode, Instead of from what I've seen in clips, Katara and Sokka getting trapped in the spirit world and this and that. Just saying. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.